Hey world, checking in for my first video. And so the goal of this channel is going to be mainly just me being accountable and consistent with getting 15K, 15,000 steps a day, no matter what. And that's the first goal of this channel. And the second goal is just to just have random discussions about wisdom and just like knowledge and kind of like more on the wisdom, like esoteric side, but I'm open to many things. But first of all, gotta check in, show 22,000 steps today, 10 miles. And by the way, this is all walking. I work a job that is just mainly all walking, or involves a lot of walking, even though I do run as well. But today was an off day for fitness for me. So it's nice having a job that kind of works into my work-life balance for fitness. And so yeah, I'm definitely grateful for that. And it makes it actually a lot easier for me to get 15,000 steps a day, if anything, versus someone who's working at like an office job or, you know, some other more stationary job. So I'm very glad I worked this. And I wasn't working this job, honestly, up until recently, up until a few months ago. And it's definitely harder to get those steps in unless you're more dedicated with your cardio, which I am, but it's definitely a lot more difficult unless like you're really into it. But no, I mean, I'm just being sympathetic to people who work a more stationary job because that is the majority of people. But I am definitely going to be aiming to hit 15,000 steps a day, even on my off days. That's essentially the goal of this channel too, because this is gonna motivate me to hit it even on those days where I'm not working, whether I get it through runs, walking my dogs, or going on a hike, trail running, whatever it is, or you know, just a long day out with friends or whatever it may be. But I also had one subject I wanted to talk about with this video, and that was I was actually watching the movie 13 Assassins earlier. It's a Japanese film that came out in 2011. It's pretty crazy and it's very violent. Just a forewarning if anyone's gonna check that out. It's definitely pretty brutal, but it's a very good film. Like all the fighting and the scenes are so well choreographed. I definitely enjoyed it. And there was a quote I wanted to share actually from that movie, which is that the mountain brings many blessings, but its true nature is fear itself. And honestly, unless you're like into wisdom and stuff more like that, that's one of those quotes that you're probably like, what the fuck does that even mean? But I mean, think about it for a second. The mountain does bring many blessings. It bears fruit. It potentially has streams, waterfall, rivers, potentially deer, like just, you know, all the many fruits of nature. So it brings all those beautiful things that are there for us as humans to help us survive, or you know, were there for us when we were in a, you know, an earlier, more hunter-gatherer stage. But at the same time, the mountain is just raw nature itself. So like you know, you may be fishing on a mountain, or you know, you may be hunting a deer on the mountain, but it's also a potential fact that you may encounter a bear on that mountain. Let's say you hunted a deer and a bear actually challenged you for your kill after you hunted that said deer. I mean, you'd have to be like a pretty legit like hunter-gatherer warrior to scare off that bear and make sure you secured that kill. Or I mean, that fear could be many things. I mean, honestly, I haven't even really thought about it, but I mean, it's just sheer nature itself. And I think that what that quote is trying to say is that the true nature of nature, like, isn't just beauty in a sense. It's actually just a brutal reality, honestly. Like, it's the food chain, it's nature consuming itself. And I don't know, honestly, I need to reflect on it more. I'm, just using this little vlog to kind of think on it. But I, yeah, like, honestly, it's that if you want to be able to harness all the beauty of the mountain and learn from the mountain, you basically have to face your fear on the mountain. Like, you can't, like, there is no just overcoming that mountain without overcoming your fear. Like, you don't get the good without the bad, essentially. It's kind of a two-sided coin. Like, and I think that's how a lot of things are in life, whether it's, relationships, or I don't know, many other things. Like, everything's kind of a double-sided coin, like good and evil. I mean, that's a more dualistic thought process. But we live, whether your personal philosophy, you like believe in a dualistic nature or not, I think that this world is, and this reality is just inherently very dualistic. Not that your philosophy has to be that necessarily, but I think that there's just many things that are just inherently dualistic in this reality and on this world. And well, I think that's enough reflection for now. But yeah, hopefully you got something out of this video. Nothing special. I'll definitely try to improve in the future. And signing out. Peace, guys.